Are you walking into rooms and forgetting why you went there? Misplacing your keys more often than you care to admit? Finding yourself struggling to remember the name of that actor in the movie you watched last week? If you nodded yes to any of these, you are not alone. But what if I told you that what you are experiencing might not be the inevitable consequence of aging that everyone claims it is? What if the fog creeping into your mind, the moments of confusion, and the frustrating tip-of-the-tongue experiences could actually be your brain crying out for help? Not the kind of help that comes from expensive medications or complex treatments, but something so simple, so accessible, that it is hiding in plain sight in your local grocery store. You see, there is a silent thief operating in the shadows of your golden years. It does not break down your door or announce its presence with dramatic symptoms. Instead, it quietly steals away your mental sharpness, your quick wit, and your confidence in your own mind. This thief has been linked to a staggering 70% of seniors over the age of 65. Yet most people have never even heard its name. The medical community has been studying this phenomenon for decades, and what they have discovered will shock you. Research from Harvard Medical School reveals that this single deficiency is not just connected to memory problems, but is actually rewiring your brain in ways that make cognitive decline almost inevitable. The scariest part? Your doctor might never test for it, and even if they do, they might tell you that your levels are normal when they are actually far from optimal. But here is where hope enters the picture. Scientists have identified exactly what your brain is missing, and more importantly, they have discovered how to give it back. We are talking about a nutrient so powerful that increasing your intake can literally reverse years of cognitive decline. Studies show that people who address this deficiency see improvements in memory, focus, and mental clarity within just weeks. Today, we are going to expose this hidden culprit that is stealing your mental sharpness and reveal the specific foods and strategies that can restore your brain to its former glory. We are going to dive deep into research that most doctors do not even know about, and I am going to show you exactly how to implement these discoveries starting today. The condition I am talking about affects your ability to think clearly, remember important details, and maintain the mental agility that keeps you independent and confident. It is called cognitive decline, and while society wants you to believe it is a normal part of aging, cutting-edge research proves otherwise. Let me paint you a picture of what is really happening inside your brain right now. As you age, your brain cells require more energy to function properly. Think of your brain as a high-performance engine that needs premium fuel to run smoothly. When this engine does not get the right type of fuel, it starts to sputter, misfire, and eventually break down. The fuel your brain desperately needs is something called choline, and here is the shocking truth. According to the National Institute on Aging, over 90% of Americans are not getting enough choline in their diet. For seniors, this deficiency becomes even more critical because your body's ability to produce and utilize choline naturally decreases with age. Choline is not just any ordinary nutrient. It is the building block for acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter that scientists call the learning molecule. Without adequate choline, your brain cannot produce enough acetylcholine. And when acetylcholine levels drop, so does your ability to form new memories, focus on tasks, and think clearly. Dr. Steven Zeisel from the University of North Carolina, one of the world's leading choline researchers, discovered that when people increase their choline intake, their brains literally start working differently. Brain scans show increased activity in areas responsible for memory and learning. Even more remarkable, people who were experiencing mild cognitive impairment saw significant improvements in their mental function. But the medical establishment has kept this information largely hidden from the public. Why? Because choline is not a pharmaceutical drug that can be patented and sold for enormous profits. It is a simple nutrient found in everyday foods, which means there is no financial incentive to promote its benefits. The symptoms of choline deficiency are often dismissed as normal aging. Your doctor might tell you that forgetting names, losing focus during conversations, or feeling mentally foggy is just part of getting older. But research from Johns Hopkins University tells a different story. They found that people with optimal choline levels maintain sharp cognitive function well into their 80s and 90s. Here is what choline deficiency actually looks like. In your daily life, you walk into the kitchen and cannot remember what you needed. You struggle to follow the plot of a television show you are watching. You find yourself repeating the same stories because you cannot remember who you have already told them to. You feel less confident participating in conversations because words do not come as easily as they used to. These are not signs that your brain is wearing out. These are signs that your brain is starving for the nutrients it needs to function properly. The good news is that unlike age itself, choline deficiency is completely reversible. Scientists at MIT conducted a groundbreaking study where they gave choline supplements to older adults experiencing memory problems. Within 6 weeks, participants showed remarkable improvements in memory tests. Their ability to recall information improved by an average of 40%. Brain imaging revealed increased connectivity between different regions of the brain, essentially showing that choline was helping their brains communicate more effectively. But choline does more than just improve memory. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition shows that adequate choline intake protects against age-related brain shrinkage. Yes, you read that correctly. Your brain actually shrinks as you age, but choline can slow down and even reverse this process. Choline works by supporting the production of phosphatidylcholine, a compound that makes up the membranes of your brain cells. When these membranes are healthy and strong, your brain cells can communicate more efficiently. Think of it like upgrading from a scratchy old phone line to a crystal-clear digital connection. The European Food Safety Authority recommends that adults get at least 400 milligrams of choline per day, but most seniors are getting less than half of that amount. The Institute of Medicine suggests that older adults actually need even more, around 550 milligrams daily, because their bodies become less efficient at utilizing choline as they age. Now, before we reveal the specific foods that can transform your brain health, I want to ask you something important. If this information is helping you understand what might be behind your memory concerns, please take a moment to hit that like button. Your support helps us reach more people who need this vital information. And if you want to stay updated on the latest research about protecting your brain and maintaining your independence as you age, make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. The pharmaceutical industry wants you to believe that cognitive decline is inevitable and that expensive medications are your only hope. But what if I told you that some of the most powerful brain-boosting compounds can be found in foods you probably already have in your kitchen? What I am about to reveal next will change everything you thought you knew about protecting your brain. And it starts with a common food that most people eat wrong. The food I am talking about is eggs, but not in the way most people consume them. You see, when most people eat eggs, they are throwing away the most powerful part for brain health. The egg yolk contains more choline per serving than almost any other food on the planet. A single large egg yolk provides 147 milligrams of choline, which is over 1/4 of your daily requirement. But here is where it gets interesting. Research from Boston University discovered that people who eat whole eggs regularly have significantly better memory performance than those who only eat egg whites or avoid eggs altogether. The study followed over 2,000 adults for over a decade and found that those consuming the highest amounts of dietary choline scored better on memory tests and showed less cognitive decline over time. However, not all eggs are created equal. Pasture-raised eggs from chickens that roam freely and eat their natural diet contain up to 3 times more choline than conventional factory-farmed eggs. The difference comes from the chicken's diet. And lifestyle, which directly affects the nutritional content of their eggs. Dr. Marie Caudle from Cornell University explains that when chickens consume insects, worms, and plants in their natural environment, they produce eggs with dramatically higher levels of choline and other brain-protective compounds. This means that choosing the right type of eggs can triple your choline intake without eating any more food. The second powerhouse food for your brain is something that might surprise you: beef liver, which many people avoid because of outdated dietary fears, contains more choline than any other commonly available food. Just 3 ounces of beef liver provides over 350 milligrams of choline, which is more than half of your daily requirement. Studies from the University of Pennsylvania show that people who consume organ meats like liver have significantly lower rates of cognitive decline and dementia. The researchers believe this is due to the exceptional concentration of choline and other brain-supporting nutrients found in organ meats. Now, I understand that liver is not everyone's favorite food, but there are ways to incorporate it into your diet that make it more palatable. Many people mix small amounts of ground liver into ground beef for burgers or meatballs. You get all the nutritional benefits without the strong flavor that some people find off-putting. The third brain-boosting food is one that most people already enjoy, but do not realize its cognitive benefits. Wild-caught salmon is not only rich in omega-3 fatty acids, but also provides a substantial amount of choline. A 6-ounce serving of salmon contains approximately 90 milligrams of choline, along with the brain-protective fats that support memory and learning. Research published in the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease found that people who eat fish rich in both choline and omega-3 fatty acids twice a week have a 60% lower risk of developing cognitive impairment compared to those who rarely consume fish. The combination of these nutrients creates a synergistic effect that is more powerful than either nutrient alone. But the benefits do not stop there. Scientists at Rush University discovered that the combination of choline and omega-3 fatty acids helps repair damaged brain cells and promotes the growth of new neural connections. This process, called neuroplasticity, was once thought to be impossible in older adults, but we now know that the right nutrients can stimulate brain regeneration at any age. The fourth surprising source of choline comes from cruciferous vegetables, particularly Brussels sprouts and broccoli. While vegetables are not typically considered high choline foods, these particular vegetables contain compounds that help your body utilize choline more effectively. Research from Harvard School of Public Health shows that people who eat cruciferous vegetables regularly have better cognitive function and slower rates of brain aging. The compounds in these vegetables, called glucosinolates, appear to enhance the absorption and utilization of choline from other foods in your diet. This brings us to an important point about maximizing choline absorption. Simply eating choline-rich foods is not enough if your body cannot properly absorb and utilize the nutrient. Several factors can interfere with choline absorption, including alcohol consumption, certain medications, and deficiencies in other nutrients like folate and vitamin B12. Dr. Carrie Ann De Silva from the National Institute on Aging explains that choline works best when consumed as part of a comprehensive nutritional approach. This means ensuring adequate intake of B vitamins, which help convert choline into the neurotransmitters your brain needs for optimal function. Speaking of B vitamins, this leads us to the fifth brain-protecting food that most people overlook. Nutritional yeast, which is popular among vegetarians and vegans, is not only rich in B vitamins, but also contains significant amounts of choline. 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast provide approximately 40 milligrams of choline, along with the B vitamins needed for proper utilization. Studies from the University of California show that people who include nutritional yeast in their diet have better memory performance and improved cognitive flexibility. The researchers believe this is due to the synergistic combination of choline, and B vitamins working together to support brain function. Now, let me share something that might shock you about timing. When you consume choline-rich foods can be just as important as what you eat. Research from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology discovered that consuming choline in the evening enhances memory consolidation during sleep. This means that having eggs for dinner or taking a choline supplement before bed can actually improve your ability to form and retain memories. This finding has revolutionary implications for how we think about nutrition and brain health. It suggests that our ancestors, who often consumed larger meals in the evening, might have been inadvertently optimizing their brain function through meal timing. The sixth and perhaps most surprising brain food is something that most people consider a guilty pleasure. Dark chocolate, specifically chocolate that contains at least 70% cacao, provides a modest amount of choline along with compounds called flavonoids that enhance cognitive function. Research published in the journal Frontiers in Nutrition shows that people who consume dark chocolate regularly have better memory, attention, and processing speed compared to those who avoid chocolate entirely. The key is choosing high-quality dark chocolate without added sugars or artificial ingredients. But here is where it gets even more interesting. Scientists at Columbia University discovered that combining choline-rich foods with dark chocolate enhances the absorption of both nutrients. They found that people who ate eggs with a small piece of dark chocolate had higher levels of choline in their blood compared to those who ate eggs alone. This synergistic effect extends to other food combinations as well. Consuming choline-rich foods with healthy fats, such as avocado or olive oil, significantly enhances absorption. This is because choline is a fat-soluble nutrient that requires dietary fats for optimal absorption. The seventh brain-boosting food brings us back to the ocean. Shellfish, particularly scallops and shrimp, are exceptional sources of choline. 3 ounces of cooked scallops provide over 80 milligrams of choline, along with other brain-supporting nutrients like zinc and selenium. Studies from the Marine Biological Laboratory show that people who consume shellfish regularly have better cognitive performance and slower rates of age-related brain changes. The researchers attribute this to the unique combination of choline, minerals, and amino acids found in marine foods. However, it is important to choose shellfish from clean waters to avoid contamination with heavy metals or toxins that can actually harm brain function. Wild-caught shellfish from cold, clean waters typically have the highest nutritional value and lowest contamination levels. As we near the end of our journey together, I want to emphasize something crucial. The information I have shared with you today is not just theoretical research. These are practical, actionable strategies that can begin improving your brain function within days of implementation. The beautiful truth is that your brain has a remarkable capacity to heal and regenerate when given the right nutrients. Unlike the narrative that society pushes about inevitable cognitive decline, the science shows us that with proper nutrition, your mind can remain sharp, creative, and fully functional throughout your entire life. But remember, knowledge without action is powerless. The foods I have revealed today will only benefit you if you actually incorporate them into your daily routine. Start with just 1 or 2 of these brain-boosting foods and gradually add more as they become part of your regular eating habits. Your brain is not a machine that simply wears out with age. It is a living, dynamic organ that responds to the care and nutrition you provide it. Every meal is an opportunity to either support your cognitive function or allow it to decline. The choice is entirely yours. The research is clear, the solutions are simple, and the power to maintain your mental sharpness lies in your hands. You do not have to accept memory problems or cognitive decline as inevitable parts of aging. You can take control of your brain health starting today. If this information has opened your eyes to new possibilities for protecting your cognitive function, I would be incredibly grateful if you could show your support by leaving a super thanks. Your financial help allows us to continue bringing these life-changing revelations to people who need them most. When you contribute through Super Thanks, you are not just supporting our channel, you are helping us reach more people with information that can truly transform their lives and their health. But is that all there is to know about protecting your aging brain? What other hidden factors might be silently stealing your mental clarity? The answers might surprise you, and they are waiting in our next videos.